welcome you very much to the Pensions Quality Mark Summer Reception and to thank you for coming here to celebrate with us. I'm particularly pleased to welcome you to the library of the Royal College of Physicians and delighted that they've agreed to host us here. The Royal College of Physicians was one of the first members of the Pensions Quality Mark back in September 2009. So thank you very much and congratulations to them. We'll be hearing from their treasurer very shortly. Last time we got our supporters and friends together was last October, I think, and that's when we celebrated our first anniversary. So we've had a further, can't do the math, 7 or 8 months since then. And the membership's actually gone up now to 110 schemes. So we have over 200,000 members in schemes which are accredited with Pensions Quality Mark. So we're continuing to build. Some of the latest joiners include Vodafone and L'Oreal, and we'll also be hearing from someone from L'Oreal shortly. And it's actually spreading across the sea now. We've got our first member in Northern Ireland, Liberty IT, and like a virus, once it's on the island, it goes, well, maybe like rats actually, I don't know. It spreads out from there. Yeah, that wasn't written down by this. And actually, our colleagues in the Republic of Ireland, the Irish Association of Pension Funds, have actually now set up their own pension quality standard, an initiative we're delighted to endorse. If it's a good idea, don't keep it a secret. Don't keep it a secret is a theme for Pensions Quality Mark, and one we'll be asking you to remember. So, why is it being so successful? Well, partly, obviously, because there's a small dedicated team of people working on the Pensions Quality Mark, and I can see them around me, but also, frankly, because of everyone else in this room who's a friend or a sponsor of the mark. We have 32 friends of PQM. This is companies within the pensions industry who've pledged to promote the Pensions Quality Mark to their clients and help to make it a success. And we thank you very much for that, and we hope it's a mutual benefit to you and to the PQM. But also, of course, the schemes that have the PQM, you are our ambassadors. We're delighted that you want and value the PQM. Please do tell your friends and tell your colleagues and tell other organisations. But most of all, I very much like to thank you for your continuing support for the Pensions Quality Mark. Within the UK, of course, we're seeing auto-enrolment coming to the pensions arena next year, and it feels like PQM will have a significant part to play in that. Good schemes, good employers will want to differentiate themselves from the basic level of provision, which is a really good thing that is coming in, but many people will want to do more, and PQM is a way of showing that you're doing more. In fact, we feel this is already happening. Research is being conducted amongst PQM holders, and this suggests that half of them have applied in order to benchmark themselves against competitors, and almost half, 43%, did so to demonstrate they're a responsible employer. So that's all good. But it's also clear that employees are starting to recognise the benefits of having a scheme with the Pensions Quality Mark. 70% of our PQM holders tell us that their employees now understand the quality of their pension scheme better. And of those that have feedback directly from their employees, 85% of the employees said that their appreciation for the pension scheme as a benefit had increased. So all positive messages, and I think a base on which we can build. PQM also prompts schemes and employers to raise their game just through the application process. So 8% of respondents told us they improved their governance arrangements in order to qualify for the mark, and there may be some others that did really, and 15% improved their communications. So I think we're seeing evidence that it's not just being seen to do a good thing, it's actually doing a good thing and making pension provision better. And that's really why we started Pensions Quality Mark in the first place, to recognise good schemes, but also to drive up standards, encourage good provision. It's really making a difference, not just for companies, but for their employees. We still need to build from here, though. And so, as I already said, in a slightly different context, we'd really encourage you not to keep it a secret. There's nothing that encourages adoption like thinking your competitor has something that you ought to have. So, you know, let him know on the sly, but let him know. But make sure you include it in your job advertisements, on your websites, in your scheme communications. The evidence is that it will make a difference for you. And if you are speaking at a conference, writing articles, etc., that are sort of vaguely pensions or employee benefit related, give us a plug. If you're a relatively recent convert to the cause and you're interested in applying for PQM for your scheme, then please do. And if you're wondering what's involved, the people around the room who have a badge with a PQM at the bottom of it, or maybe a PQM plus, they've gone through the process and succeeded. So talk to them and find out what they say. And congratulations to all of you that do have such a badge, by the way. You're why we're here. In a few minutes, we're going to hear from Matthew Scott, who's Compensation and Benefits Director for L'Oreal. But before we hear from Matthew, I'd like to welcome Professor Linda Luxon, who's the Treasurer of the Royal College of Physicians, and therefore, I guess, our host this evening, really, but also the Chair of Trustees for the Pension Scheme. And you were inaugural members of the PQM, and I'm delighted if you could say a few words about your experience.